decent. What is up, YouTube? Fancy Pollock here, and today is a good day. Hopefully in less than a week I'll be going up north again to my buddy's cabin to ride the new machine. So if you saw how muddy and dirty it was after Bundy Hill, well, I've spent quite a bit of time cleaning it up and kind of detailing it, you know, and trying out this product because it was a good deal online. Slick Shine stuff. It's basically SC1 but a cheaper version of it. Some good tea. My mom recommended this tea. It's very good. You can see all the shininess with it. The interior is not perfect, but besides this and getting ready for the trip, I also finally got new tires on my truck. So there they are. They're just the Cooper, I think Discoverer all-terrains. Nothing terribly special. They're a good deal, and they look pretty good. They're just stock size, they're not oversized since I'm towing with this machine. But yeah, hopefully the next part of this video will be me loading this machine up and heading up north. See you guys then. We are loaded up and heading north. Machine on a new trailer. Gonna be heading out shortly. You guys will see that trip in just a bit. Probably doesn't look that bad on camera, but I can barely see that truck up in front of me. All right, we're going to be heading out here shortly. It's nice and cold, rainy, wet day, so I got my frog togs on. I'm going to put the coat on here. Hopefully we have a good time. Probably not going to be as long of a ride today. I originally planned going to St. Helen and back, but I'm probably just going to hit Bull Gap, hit the hill, wrap around there and head back, just to kind of get a feel for the machine on the trails. And it's going to be pretty cold, so I think it's below freezing right now. It's about 31 degrees, so just below freezing. Probably see some snow, but yeah, we'll see you guys out there. All the trees have like ice on them. I don't know if you can see that or not, but and there's this log I have to deal with. just left Bull Gap, and Bull Gap Hill Climb, did a little rip around that as you saw. We're just going to take the main trails back. I'm really just feeling out how this machine handles all the whoops and the washboards. Washboards, they can get sketchy when you go really fast, but the big whoops it handles pretty well. Yeah, we'll just keep her ripping. decent. Said it's either just freezing or just above freezing. So, yeah, I can't. I can barely feel my hands. I gotta warm them up on the exhaust occasionally, and my goggles keep fogging up. But I'm out here. I'm riding. I'm having a good time. Time to warm my hands. All right, we are getting loaded up. Gonna be heading home. We didn't ride any today on Sunday because it's just been drizzling the entire day. And you might see on the news later on or whatnot during this weekend, especially up north here, there's a big ice storm. So a lot of trees are down, a lot of brushes in the yard. I mean, there's just little bits of ice falling off the trees everywhere. Probably wouldn't have been that great of a time anyways. But yeah, we're gonna get her loaded up. Pouring again. Lots of rain today. Gonna be taking her a little slow for all these muddy spots. Well, thanks guys for watching. I didn't really film any of the unloading process since we also had a severe thunderstorm alert here. So it was pouring rain and I was just trying to get the trailer parked, but she made it back in one piece. Not terribly dirty actually, because the rain rinsed off a lot of the stuff that it could get, like all that white stuff is nice and rinsed off. So it makes my cleaning job a little bit easier later this week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.